Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, a new Congress is set to begin with a new supermajority bloc, pushing for the next administration's priority bills, including a BBM stimulus bill. But with fewer opposition lawmakers in the mix, is there still room for the administration's oversight? AAMBIS-OWA Party List Representative Sharon Garin and Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas join us live. A new supermajority bloc is set to lead the lower house, with many of President-elect Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s allies winning seats in Congress. They are expected to push for Marcos's priority bills and economic agenda, among them a Bangon Bayan Muli or BBM stimulus bill. Let's go straight to the source of the story. First off, we have AAMBIS-OWA Party List Representative Sharon Garin. Congresswoman Garin, welcome back to The Source. It's good to see you again.
Good morning, Pinky. Good morning to everyone.
So just to do a recap of the party list members that won for the incoming 19th Congress, you hardly made it, huh? You said you were number 53?
53, 54, somewhere there.
Yeah. What
And
happened?
the cutoff is 56.
Yeah. What happened there? Was that really something you expected, that you would be at the lower end of the winners?
No, of course, because when you run naman, you think you're going to make it, no. But things change. The environment of the campaign changed. So we have been in Congress for 12 years, going on 15 years already. This is our fifth campaign and fifth win. So siguro we need to recalibrate the way we do things because we need to adjust na rin. But thankfully, thank God, we made it pa rin.
Yeah. Nonetheless, you're still part of the party list group. Ano mang numero yon? Well, of course, iba kapag number one, dahil nga definitely you have 3 seats. With this, again, you sit as a member of Congress. Tell us what your thoughts are ending the 18th Congress and coming into the 19th Congress, where you are looking at, or we are looking at, a supermajority. Is this going to be more of a supermajority from the 18th coming into the 19th? How do you foresee this new Congress?
Pinky, the 18th Congress, for the party list, medyo maraming nawala ngayon. Mga kalahati yata medyo na didn't make it. But the party list bloc has always been very active, and I think they performed well, including the Makabayan bloc and all the others that didn't make it. They were all good performers. So I'm proud of the 18th Congress na rin, not only for party list, but as a whole. I think we have achieved so much, and the 3 major economic bills that I have been pushing for are enacted already. Now, come the 19th Congress, I don't think there's a question of who is going to be speaker anymore. No, ang lang is who is supporting him. But I think it's a super majority in the sense that all the alliances, including the political parties, are basically supporting Martin. So wala na namang question who's going to be speaker. The remaining is who will remain in the minority, and that is still, I think, we still have 2 months to settle that.
And just to be clear on this, you will be with the majority.
Our party list will be a majority because the party list coalition is one of the first that really committed to Martin na rin. That's about siguro mga 50 yan out of the 63 that are party list representatives. May iba kasing 2 o 3 eh. But back, I think just a few weeks ago, nag-commit na, we met with them as a group already. So kami naman sa party list, we are a very united bloc, and we already communicated. Martin, in fact, signed the manifesto supporting it.
Yeah. What is it about him that you think, why did you support him? What's Martin Romualdez speaker look like to you?
Okay, other than the support that he has from the executive, especially the president-elect, no, Martin has been our majority leader for a few years now, and he's been my colleague for a few terms already. So, kahit I know that he would have been able as a speaker, but he didn't have the chance this term, no, nung 18th Congress. Pero he's always maintained naman good relationships with everyone, whether you voted for him or not. So he's the epitome the representation of the unity. Hindi naman si Kong Romualdez nagbibilang eh. He always welcomes everyone, whether you are PDP, NPC, NP, LP, in his room. And I think Makabayan Bloc can also say the same. No?
Really?
Kaya he's the best, yung the fitting speaker for this kind of administration. If the motto is
Unity?
wala nang color coding, unity na lang tayo, then I think Congressman Romualdez would be the best leader for that.
So, sigurado na po wala siyang kalaban? Ganun ho ba? Kasi madami nang nag-support sa kanya or pledge their support to him.
Okay, a pledge is a pledge, a vote is a different thing. Now, so we still have to see that once we have once we elect the speaker during the SONA, no. Pero yes, so far as we know, no. Anong tawag niyo dun sa Marites? Walang chismis ng iba. Wala na iba before when we started. But we also have like a month or 2 months away, no? So, pero yes, as far as I know, I think
it looks like it's solid. Yeah. Solid na po sa kanya.
Yes, I think so. And he's been very, he just doesn't assume and be confident about it. He moves around, he talks to people, he tries to convince people that he'll be the fitting next speaker. And on the other hand, he has all the support of all the political parties.
Wala nang mangyayaring term sharing dito.
I hope not. I really hope not. Because, a year and a half or 2 years for speaker is not enough. And, sayang yung, not for my political inclinations, no? Pero yung productivity of Congress is better if it's isa lang.
All right, we need to take a very short break. Still a lot to talk about. What would be your priorities? And also, just to remind the viewers that you have about 2 or 3 session days left, no? We'll talk about that, what you're doing in Congress right now, but we need to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, AAMBIS-OWA Party List Representative Sharon Garin. Tell us about the last few days of Congress. What are the priorities in the next 2 or 3 session days left?
There are a few bycoms na lang left. No? We have, for example, I guess you'll be interested in is yung creative industries. We are approving the BICAM na. And also, I think, on my side lang, Pinky, because I know there are more priorities among other congressmen. But like on my side, I still have a few economic development zones that I have to finish with the BICAM. So,
can you tell us more about that? Can you please tell us more about that?
Like, for example, there's that San Miguel, how do you call it? Air City ba? In Bulacan, that's finishing up. I think the Senate is supposed to finish. They finished it on second reading last week, so they should be done by now. And that's also a major project during this administration.
Right.
para ng airport na napakalaki, and then in addition to the airport there will be an economic zone surrounding that, and that's a very good proposal, I think. So hopefully we finish those things. And the creative industry, which I think we realized during COVID that it's one of our most underappreciated but important industry. We're approving the BICAM for parang development act for the creative industries. So those are things that are medyo hindi ganun ka exciting, pero
No,
equally
but
important.
still interesting. These are the things that we actually need to talk about. Besides that, no, I want to ask you though, Congresswoman, coming into the 19th Congress muna, do you already have priority bills that you feel need to be filed as new? Hindi po yung dahil nabitin po sa huling Kongreso because of what happened with COVID, with the prices of oil, with a possible food shortage. Anything you're looking into filing next year as soon as next Congress as soon as you open, rather?
Ako, one thing that I really like about the pronouncements of the president-elect is the revival of the possibility na pwede tayo mag-nuclear energy. Because, yes, maybe 40 years ago, we were not sure if it's safe and baka anong mangyari sa bansa natin, umabog yan. But new technology is there. There's Japanese, French, almost most of the developed countries are self-sufficient in energy because of nuclear energy, for example. In terms of agriculture, marami pa tayong kailangan bisita.
Sorry, let me cut you there, Congresswoman. So are you going to file any bill regarding nuclear energy? Ganun ho ba?
Our party list we would be supportive of that. I don't know if it needs a bill or just a but it's an advocacy that I think our party list would want to pursue.
Support.
Kasi it's kailangan kasi ano mangyayari sa atin pag naggera na naman kung saan aakit na naman yung presyo, and the cost of that would the effect of that would be to increase in price of everything, including electricity. So kailangan self-sufficient tayo.
Okay.
If we talk about food security, then we need to have security in energy, and I think most countries have realized that nuclear energy is one of the best source.
And before I asked you or cut you, you were talking about your support for nuclear energy and something else. I think you were saying something about agriculture or food security.
Agriculture, sobrang dami kailangan bisitahin dyan. No? I think you won't have enough time, but hopefully we can find a way to lower. Tama naman yun si President-elect. No? We need to lower the price of rice, and that's not like you mandate it to be lower. No? There has to be a structure that the government has to see kung anong subsidy yung kailangan, anong infrastructure na kailangan. But that's a very extensive thing that we need to check. Tsaka yung isa pa, Pinky, is like, remember we passed the Public Service Act?
Yes.
Which opens up many of the industries. So
Right.
we need to check regulations again, no? Kung if we tighten the regulation, loosen up the regulation, privatize siya, or kung anong gagawin ng gobyerno. But implementation done So we need to revisit lahat ng regulatory agencies, whether it's for water, energy, kahit yung shipping. We need to check on that kasi medyo kulang pa eh.
Are you concerned about reports or talks about shortage of funds in, the first 6 months of the term of the incoming president? Dahil nga daw there have been reports that most of the funds for this year have already been disbursed. Iba naman po siguro yung disbursed at used, hindi ho ba? Those are two different things. But this is something that needs to be looked into. If you have a new president coming in by June 30, how much funds are left and how much can he work with?
Okay. We always don't have enough funds. And maybe exacerbated now because of COVID and all the activities that all the expenses that was involved in to address COVID, plus the fact that dahil nagka-COVID, gumastos tayo ng malaki, and then because of COVID also, the collections became lower because business was not as good. But as you see, the last quarter, we have substantially increased the economic activity. Hence, ang collections are looking good. But that might not be enough to cover kasi ang dami na naman nating utang, ang dami naman nating kulang at marami pang hindi pa natatapos, no? But the government's very resilient. And if we have enough smart people to manage our funds, like joke na, sino pa ba yung mga bagong possible, yung mga cabinet secretaries na for the next term, I think they're very able in order to cash management tsaka mga investments natin. For example, Pinky, if we don't have enough funds to spend for infrastructure that are essential for economic growth, we can also tap the help of the private institutions, which is, for example, PPP, public-private partnership on certain. Correct. There are so many proposals that need to be reviewed as well kasi marami namang gusto ng private to, and we can tap on that. Eventually, our spending is against the GDP is getting bigger and bigger. Well, kukulang at kukulang, and we have to be more creative on how do we. Where do we source the funding that the people will need all these projects? So one way of that is loans or collections and revenues natin. Pero one way of doing that is also tapping on the private and public partnership.
Right.
I think that's a way to go on.
That's a point. Just a very quick question because we're talking about funds. What about new taxes? Are you for this or against this?
Okay. First of all, if we need a new law, or new improve on the implementation is administrative. Marami tayong malaki pa rin. I would say around 50% pa rin na dapat natin kinokolekta. Yung efficiency, we need to be more efficient rather than keep on taxing and taxing lang. Efficiency kasi that's the point of whole create and all the reforms and taxes. Yun yung point nun eh. We simplify taxes so the collection is easier. And Congress has already approved all the laws that you need. Nandyan na siya eh. How do we make it simpler?
Okay.
So we made ang mga exemptions, tinanggal, sa VAT, tinanggal, lahat na yung incentives na rationalize with the CREATE and FIRB is there, and lahat na lang na tools for the collecting agencies, especially BIR. Tinasanan ng Kongreso and in place na. It's a matter of implementation. So now we don't have an excuse to be not to be more efficient in collecting taxes. Basically, yun yung sa akin yan. Now, ang second, there was in the news a release of all the sets of taxes that we need to that DOF recommends. I would like to revisit that first muna. I don't think na tax lang tayo ng tax. And halimbawa, yung isang proposal doon, yung pagtanggal ng exemption ng senior citizens, no? That's not the way to go. I would say let's check muna, let's review. For example, there's a pending one, passive income. That we have been working on that, and I've seen the point on that na medyo isi-simplify yung mga taxes on passive income. Pero the rest, I would rather review it and be very, very meticulous. Kasi meron mga taxes na yes, we need to do it because it's about time, but we don't need to add more taxes just to for collection, for the sake of collection lang. Marami dyan marami dyan potential ang gobyerno for collections rather than adding the burden to the people again.
See, at the end of the day, really, it's efficiency in tax collection because we are taxed many times over, and corruption, or find ways to put a stop to corruption. Yan po yung makakatulong. Maraming salamat po sa inyo, AAMBIS-OWA Party List Representative Sharon Garin, and I'm sure we'll speak to you again very, very much, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Pinky.
Coming up, is the opposition in the lower house considerably weaker now with only 3 Makabayan bloc party list groups able to secure seats? Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas joins us live after the break. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas, Congresswoman. Welcome to The Source. I will already ask my first question. The Makabayan group only secured, I believe, 3 seats. That's Gabriela, Kabataan, and ACT teachers. What happened?
Yes, actually, itong election na ito, grabe talaga, Pinky, no? Ibang klase yung nangyari. Kasi apparently, di ba, usually, nasa top 10 lagi ang Makabayan. Ngayon, ang dami talaga no, na nangyari na sa amin, even the attacks sa amin, it helped doon sa talagang pagbaba ng bilang ng Makabayan bloc. Tapos, yung fraud kasi it's not only yung it's not only yung sa vote counting machines, hindi mo alam 'di ba? So ngayon, hindi rin lang sa election day mismo, kundi before pa, no? The attacks were like fake news peddling, 'di ba? Yung COMELEC resolution na fake, tapos yung mga maraming mga text messages vilifying us. Tapos bukod pa doon sa actually mismo, meron pang mga nilagay na mga pinakalat na mga leaflets and mga iba-ibang mga not to vote us, ganyan, no to Makabayan bloc, etc. Mga ganyan yung ginawa. And of course, alam niyo naman yun matagal, years, parang ganyan, na talagang ang daming mga cases na isinampa sa amin. Those are trumped up cases, no? Na hanggang ngayon, actually, mga disqualification cases, cancellation of registration, lahat doon talagang all attacks talaga sa amin yung ginawa. So that is why we're seeing na ganito nga yung mangyayari. And of course, hindi rin namin minimenos na merong dayaan. Pero on how it happened, for example, kung merong vote shaving or merong vote padding, di natin alam. So, we will need to see yung evidence kung merong mga ganyan, di ba?
But I guess,
alam nyo,
Congresswoman, it would be safer more accurate to say that nagkaroon ng cheating kung mapatunayan na may shaving and padding. But with something like this right now, we know what the purpose of the party list groups were from day one. There have been many questions on who's supposed to be eligible. There were different Supreme Court rulings on this. But seeing how you seem to have, siguro your voices are becoming, your representation na lang, less coming into the 19th Congress. Do you feel like at some point baka mawala na lang ho kayo yung mga miyembro ng Makabayan bloc?
Actually, yes, yun yung purpose talaga no? Mawala yung Makabayan bloc no, sa Congress. But sa totoo lang, meron kaming mga amendatory bills on the party list law or the Republic Act 7941. We have been appealing sa Congress ng matagal ng panahon, no, na magkaroon ng committee hearing dito to talk about this and talaga no kung ano ang kailangan natin sa party list system. Kasi Pinky, in an ideal world, yung party list system talaga, dapat ang i-attract niya ay yung mga outstanding leaders, for example, sa mass movements, civil society, non-government organizations, cause-oriented groups, parties ng mga mahihirap, poor and marginalized, para ma-represent yung boses nila. But apparently, hindi nga yun yung nangyari. Kaya actually, talagang talagang kinakabahan din kami dito na kapag hindi talaga nagbago yung system na ganito, ang mawawala ay yung mga tunay or yung mga genuine representations ng mga party lists natin, no?
At pinag-uusapan yun Congresswoman, kung ano ba talaga ang purpose ng party list groups, why it was formed, what it was supposed to serve in Congress, as you mentioned, yung pong tinatawag nga na marginalized and underrepresented. Now, my question is, while you want more definition or probably clarity dito sa mga party list groups, you're not getting any kind of support from the other members of Congress?
Yes, actually, ang totoo,
Wala ko kayong suporta.
Oo, ang totoo, ang marami po sa atin sa Congress, ang nire-represent ay hindi ganon. So therefore, hindi talaga mangyayari no, na they will act upon doon sa measure na sa tingin nila ay hindi beneficial sa kanila. For example, yung mga nandyan ngayon sa Congress, alam naman natin, basically mga nasa it is being dominated by may mga interest groups katulad ng may mga economic interest groups, government back, meron diyan, military back, meron diyan. So yung mga ganon hindi talaga mangyayari yon kapag ganyan yung bumubuo. Tapos even in the party list mismo, ganun yung katangian. So hindi kami makaka-expect ng ganun sa Congress for now. Pero ilalaban pa rin natin yon kasi yun naman yung tama, yun naman yung dapat.
Okay.
Diba? So,
Okay, so just maybe Congresswoman, as a last question, how are you seeing the incoming 19th Congress?
okay, we're seeing itong 19th Congress na matindi talaga yung laban. Walang transition from Duterte administration hanggang sa Marcos administration ngayon. Grabe yung aabutin namin, lalong-lalo na sa opposition. We will be loud sa opposition ngayon kasi alam po natin sa kahit konti ang opposition, we know na always naman ang minority konti in number, but it is not weak or weaker. Ang importante po sa atin, strong, principled, independent at saka consistent yung voice natin sa pag-register ng mga kinakailangan nating usapin na ma-register, lalong-lalo na para sa mga mamamayan natin.
I hope we get to speak to you again in siguro the coming days or before Congress again opens because of the bills that you want to pass. Hindi lang naman ho ang Gabriela ay women's para ho sa kababaihan or sexual harassment. You're also you're advocating obviously for lower food prices and also oil. But pasensya na po, Congresswoman, we've run out of time. I hope to speak to you again. Thank you so much, Gabriela Party List Representative Arlene Brosas, and congratulations to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Pinky. Thank you to The Source.
Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.